Honestly, a lot of those devs, you ever seen those TikToks of the Twitter workers before Elon Musk came in?
Mm-hmm.
Um, where they're just at an adult daycare. A lot of game devs are in that environment. Like I saw a TikTok of freaking Free for Free. They're freaking they're sitting on couches making cool freaking Halo quips. That's what they're spending their time doing instead of developing the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sitting here, like I said, just constantly wondering what the fuck is going on. It's like again. I work fucking 10 hours a day. I deal with shit people all the time. I work for the goddamn government, and
Yeah,
yet I put all my effort into being as productive as humanly possible, and this has earned me fucking promotions. And meanwhile, people who have worked with me for the almost exact same amount of time are bitching and moaning because, oh, why does Rev get all this shit? We all work as hard. Motherfucker, you guys leave early while I'm there still working. I asked for the goddamn overtime. You choose to walk away.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's like those people that say there's a freaking pay gap.
It's like, congratulations. There's no you're bitching about something that doesn't exist. I don't care. All you're doing is whining because you can't get free money. Well, guess what? The world doesn't do that. If you want free money, be a whore. You get to lay on your back all day with your legs in the air.
Yeah. I mean, it's even better if you're like a foot fetish artist, because all you gotta do is show people your feet and they get off to it.
Exactly, there, perfect. Everyone gets something. You get your legion of simps and the free money, and I get peace of mind. It's a win-win. Stop bitching, you useless cunts. Just, ooh. And it just, and the world is just like turning on its head. And then again, people bitch. It's like, oh, you're 30-something. How come you own a house? How come you have a steady income? How come this? It's like, I worked for my shit. I put in the effort to actually get to where I am.
Yeah.
All right? You wind your way, and now you're at almost my exact same age, living in a goddamn squalor because you didn't want to do the hard work. Well, guess what? I did. So I get to be happy. You don't.
Yeah. I completely understand that. You're freaking. I mean, yeah, I kind of realized. I was like, during a modding stream, I was just like super depressed, and I was like, okay, you know what? If I just sit here crying about how much I failed, I'm never going to succeed. If I just sit here feeling like, just because my depression is letting me be like, oh, I'm gonna fail. Like, I just told myself, fuck my depression. I'm actually gonna try and make this work, which I actually had a good week because of that. 2
Exactly.
weeks.
There you go. You see what happens when you actually put your goddamn mind to something and say, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to wait for life to make me happy. I'm going to do it myself. Shit gets done.
Yeah, what happened is that during the I forget what it was, but I think like recently I've been like for Five Nights at Chica's I put my mind, I was like, there's many times where I'd be like, oh, I'll do it later or I'll do this, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it now, because if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna like I pushed myself to keep doing things if I had the ideas for them, you know?
Yes. And that's the beautiful thing about being human. You get your nuts stomped in, and then you get back up and say, "Is that all you got, you bitch?" And then proceed to pummel the person in front of you.
Man,
Yeah.
there's dogs on the team. Shit.
Again, this is I'm so mad that whenever I say, "Oh, just pick yourself up by your bootstraps," people go, "Oh my God, that's so ableist," and blah 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 blah. It's like, I'm not babying you. You either get, again, be good or be gone.
Wait, ableist? Why?
Because like, oh, some people can't do that because they don't have fucking like some bullshit like that. And I'm sitting there like, fuck you and the horse you rode in.
I mean, I'm pretty much retarded, but you don't frickin' see me well, sometimes I do be like, okay, if you guys won this match against me in a video game, you just beat a retarded person, so you had an advantage. I
That's
do that.
fine.
I do it sometimes because it's fucking funny. Because if I lose in a COD lobby, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you guys aren't skillful. You just beat the short bus." And if I beat them,
Exactly. Then,
I just brag like fucking hell.
yeah, you do the booty scooty and just go, woo! I'm king shit of the mountain. Just again, it's just. And again, like, this is the thing. People have been conditioned to feel like, oh, we can't expect more because then we become those, like, entitled fucks online and shit, and I don't want to be like that, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, is it really that bad to have standards? Is it really? Is it really so bad that you can actually just say, you know what, I know my worth and I expect better in the world? Because if that's the case, again, you deserve to be fucking miserable at that point.
Yeah.
Just and again, it goes back to like locales and shit like that. They're all like, oh, I've been around the block for 10 fucking years and I deserve this. And it's like, no, you don't. You've existed. You've done shit. Phil, Wings, Cyrax, all of you have done nothing with your lives. You exist to be failures. And you know what? Actually, no. You know what? I said something to Cyrax recently because he got me so mad. I said the following. Ready? Via text, by the way, because I know it got to him directly. I have it. I have the text. What I wrote here. Hold on. Let me read this off. Like, so you can feel my vitriol in action. So bear with me a moment. Let me get it real quick. Okay. Quote. Okay, I think it's time to say this. Chaps, you are literally nothing. You are worth less than the crap a dog takes. You cling to the moral high ground because it's the only thing you've got left in this existence you call a life. You are given trinkets from people just like how you would give a vending machine toy to a spoiled brat who's throwing a fit because he didn't get what he wanted. You are a joke. You were literally born to fail from the word go, and this proves it. You are a 30-year-old man screaming and bouncing around in your grandmother's attic, keeping that poor woman at all hours of the night. Never have I met a more ungrateful little runt before. Marty has done more for his, and it is in fact his, community in a short amount of time he's been there than you have ever done and will do in your 30 years of existing as a parasitic land prick. You make nothing. You create nothing. You cannot rub two brain cells within that smooth dome you call a head to come up with even one original concept. You use people and try to make them fight your battles because deep down you know you are a weak little creature that will and has shrunken away from any conflict that comes. A real man would have taken the whooping that Marty rightfully gave you and realized then and there that things have to change. You are beyond lucky that Marty chose to spare your worthless your worthless life, and every day you still draw breath should be considered a gift from God. And to end this, let me say this, chance. You have become the next Christian. There's nothing you can do, say, or even think that will ever change that. Goodbye, coward of Akron. May your days be short and your suffering eternal.
Nice.
That was me unleashing the wrath of a pent-up asshole in text form.
That's what I felt when I was talking about when I made my 40-minute video on thefting. I was so freaking. I was like, because this guy freaking ruined the FNAF community for me because he ruined the safe space away from all the toxic shit and he turned it into a freaking drama fest. So I was like, you know what? The only thing I care about now is my own fan games and the community surrounding that because of your bullshit. Because he just made it popular to be a freaking, just to clickbait, be overly negative about everything relating to it. And everyone in the video comments freaking, telling me they felt the same way. It just fucking made me feel great about the video.
Yeah, which is amazing. And again, like sometimes you just need to say what you're thinking. There are times where it's like, you should probably not say something, kind of like let it go. But then there are other times where you just have to just let it out in the most like verbose, bombastic, and over-the-top way you could possibly imagine. Because frankly, deep down in your soul, you need this. You need to speak your mind. And honestly, that at that point, that's it. That's all I can say. You need. Yeah, again, it's like jerking off. You need a good what's the word? You need relief every so often. You really do. Ugh, just oh god, I'm just full of piss and vinegar right now. Just oh god. Again, it infuriates me because again, it isn't just like again shit boring games. It's also like you get that one entry in a video game that just completely and utterly fucks everything else that you've loved about the series. You know, everything just gets derailed because this one asshole decides, you know what, I need to add this in, and that will make the story great. It's like, motherfucker, you have single-handedly destroyed it. Without even thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of that, but nothing actually comes to mind. That is how, like, furious I am. You know, because it's just like this, the feeling of an amalgamated anger just swirling in my mind. You know? Just, Actually, no, I could point that to fucking Disney. It's like, fuck you, Mickey, you ruined Star Wars. Fuck you. I wipe my ass with your hat. Actually, now that I'm a bit calmer, I did want to ask something real quick.
Yeah?
How are your skills importing into Sora?
Not good at the moment. I mean, I did port the Rouge mask. That's how I had her mask for Sonic Armageddon.
Okay.
But I will admit it's like... It's not really the best.
Understand. I bring this up because I'm going through Smut Base right now, and I'm seeing like a lot of crazy shit. I'm thinking, oh, this would be interesting. Like here, and I'll give you an example. Because you're such a Sonic SatAM fanboy, I might as well send this.
I'm
I don't know if you've seen
fanboy?
Yes, clearly. That is your nature as a whole. No, I'm kidding. Alright, there we go.
Oh, damn. Oh well.
Yeah?
Oh, I just
so that's why I was
died.
curious. Nice. So that's why I was curious. Also, I have been contemplating, quote-unquote, acquiring resources from Unreal.
Unreal Engine?
Yes. I'm aware that Unreal allows you to buy models from like people and shit like that. And as you know, money is not really a thing to me. Not in a wasteful sense. It's just more like it holds no meaning. Like it doesn't control my life. So what I was thinking was, you remember our conversation where we talked about like how good are you at like creating original models? You said, oh, I'm just head hack or fuck hack and everything. Well, I was going through Unreal recently, and I saw like a lot of interesting alien models and things like that. And I thought, okay, what if I purchase these, send them to you, and you could do whatever the fuck you want?
Yeah, that might work. I have a lot of, oh shit, my vehicle crashed into them, nice. I have a nice, I have a lot of, there's like a lot of things I do with Unreal models,
Oh, good. Excellent. I don't know where I saw it. I think, I saw like this weird pseudo-xenomorph creature, and I thought, okay, if you add tits on that, we might have something here. Okay, here it is. They call it the Monster Alien Scout. I call it Discount Xenomorph. Right? I didn't know you actually worked with Unreal stuff.
Yeah, that's how I make my fame. You know.
Okay. Well, if you ever saw a model that you were interested in but didn't have the funds for it, hit me up and I'll cover the cost.
Alright. There
I
are a
do.
lot of good dinosaur models
Mhm.
if you're thinking of anything too.
Right. My only what's the word? My only what's it called? Condition is this: that you share the resource with me and bring it into source.
Yeah.
And that's it. All right, good. And then it is a deal. So let me see. Actually, I will need to create a few things. Oh yeah, and there was the other weird alien. Honestly, I kind of wish you were by like my, because there are some like attractive dudes on the site. Alien critters, I mean.
On what?
You know, on Unreal and things like that. It's like, alien butts. Yes.
Good hit.
So before I forget, I did want to ask you another question. Did you ever look into or play Lust from Beyond? Or even heard of it?
No.
It's interesting. Picture a Lovecraftian story, but with a lot of fucking, essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the plot is basically a cult of ecstasy wants to bring forth the god of sex, and to do that it requires much fucking, but it's also like really dark and it's both porn and horror mixed into an interesting package. There's also a lot of nudity.
Right?
Yeah, like it's insane. Let me see if I can find one. Like to the point that there's a quote-unquote safe for work version on the Steam Workshop, and then there's the rated M version, which is just full-on sex. It's everywhere. Women with gigantic assets. It's just like whoever made this is a miracle worker. Thank you. Never before have I been both aroused and terrified. It's a weird, like, I have a fear bone. So this is one of the screenshots. I should also mention that one of the, I think her name is Amanda, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, Amanda. She is, like, the unofficial leader of the cult. And she is just caked up, my friend. Like, we are talking full on, where's the party? Why do you have that much cake, woman?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
That sounds pretty interesting.
It's a game worth playing for like both the interesting story, the sex, and the characters that you actually interact with, and kind of get some perspective. You know how you keep saying like porn can have a story in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically it. Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't heard of it until now.
Honestly, I'm very sheltered with how I look at things, I guess. You can say.
See. Well then, again, stick with me, as I will slowly corrupt your what little innocence you have.
Oh, nice.
It's like I am a terrible influence, and I am happy. Because it kind of reminds me of a saying from Eternal Darkness. Innocence can only be tainted, but never returned.
I guess that is true.
Yeah, because it's like once you realize the bleak truth of something, like hypothetical, it's like once you found out that girls poop too, the illusion of the ideal partner of beauty is completely gone.
Oh, what a virgin.
You know,
Sorry, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this asshole.
Is it someone camping?
No, he just drop-shotted and just is spinning all over the place. Typical Adderall sumer.
Oh, that reminds me of a very old song. Have you ever heard of the Call of Duty Circus?
No.
It was an old song back when machinima was a thing, which basically roasted the fuck out of all the people who played Call of Duty. This was back when like Black Ops 2, I want to say, was big. Let me see. Here it is, Circus Lyrics. Right, and it was done by Miracle Sound, who does really great fan music. It's pretty good. Here we are. So one of them is, I'm trying to think of the right word here. Right, one of the lyrics goes, "Roll up and see the amazing moving statue sneak attack. He waits around the corner till you passes, then shoots your back. He never moves or learns to shoot, so he will always blow. For all he cares about in life is his kill-death ratio." Let me see if I can find another one. Let me see here. Here it is. "Roll up and see the stealthy clown, so silent and so mute. You'll never hear him coming, and you'll never see him shoot. He skulks around in secret, and he gets the best of you. And when you die, you'll rage and cry and curse his padded shoes." And I think my favorite one is this. "Roll up and see the amazing sniping, spinning 10-year-old. He's got more revs per minute than his disc in his console. Take care when laughing at his spinning choreography, for he plays real life on 14 sensitivity." It was such a time to be able, because that really was how the Call of Duty community was. It was just people finding the cheese exploits, and then people raging and screaming, "Oh my god, you're so unskilled," and then you just sitting there laughing and myself like, "Ee."
Yeah, now it's all about frickin' balance, and like the whole entire point of COD is just to frickin' use the most like scummy tactics against people.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say you can't do that. Like right now, I'm using a noob tube, so I can get like 4 kills per life just with no skill. And it's just so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Purely just because it's just so scummy. That's just why. It's just taking my anger out on these guys who, like, I tried to play their game and I just couldn't do it. So I'm just gonna do the scummy tactics.
Yeah, like, congratulations, you are now part of the asshole club.
Oh, nice! I have 1 more coke.
Like, and that's funny because you know what's insane?
What?
And like, it just hit me.
What?
I was young and around when Wings was the quote-unquote Call of Duty guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I was
horrible.
told of that age.
Well, it was a time when Modern Warfare, I believe, was the hit game, and because it was such a wild storm of amazingness, you had like subcultures where people who loved the campaign were represented. You had people who loved the online matchmaking and were complete tryhards, and then you had the zombie communities because they were like skilled at survive. Like it was all these like subcultures all sprouting out from this game, and the Wings basically, I think he made his name by just what was it? Making videos on which was the best weapons for, I think, player versus player.
Yeah, he was a camper.
Exactly.
He still is. I played Halo Infinite with him, or like I said before. So.
And he's just hiding in the corner shooting.
Well, he's always at the bottom of the leaderboard, yelling at us to do all the work, and then eventually, I kind of get disconnected because Halo Infinite is such a buggy game because they built it off a shitty engine. But the point is that I know I had a, despite trolling him a bit, I said, oh yeah, I had a fun time, and he was nice to me about it. And then someone joined in my place, spamming him saying the N word. It was so funny. Like people got on mad at him because he was mic shaming me, because at the time I had a shittier mic than I do. Yeah, I had a shitty mic that just couldn't speak, and he was mic shaming me. So people got mad at him for that, and I was kind of like sneak dissing him, and then someone else came in my place. Also, I should say, I think it's impressive that frickin' Halo Free still stayed at the top of the leaderboard for games. It survives free COD games. Modern Warfare 2 rolled at war in, I think, Modern Warfare 1.
And because it's such a fun game, because it's balanced, it's entertaining, you can do crazy shit, and the machinima community was so strong back then. Like, you could make insane, over-the-top stuff, and people would love it, because it had such a good theater mode. Nowadays, it's just more like, hey, that's fun.
I mean, I'm still doing it. The modding community's doing pretty good. I mean, to be fair, they are making too many... Like, they aren't really doing anything new, so when I make my mods, I'm gonna try and, like, make new aliens to the Halo franchise. Because no one else wants to do it, they just keep porting Reach assets into Halo Free where it doesn't belong. For some reason. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like, it doesn't... I don't... I don't know. But the point is that even today, I'm still frickin'... The custom games browser, I made this thing called Desert War, which is Desert Bus, but with 4 teams in it. And I kind of did the Fortnite season thing, and right now I'm in Season 1. And for Season 2, I'm thinking of destroying the ship and having it so the main gimmick is that the orange team get, like, these power-ups that make them, like, camo for, like, a second. And, they're kind of like stealthy assassins or something like that. And, it's just all out war. It's so fun.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant, and I think you should do more of it. But the thing that, like I said, is that, again, and this is kind of going back to, like, wings and everything, like, when you look back at all this and you remember all the crazy shit, it's like, Jesus Christ, it really was like a different landscape. Nowadays, you just got so much shit to deal with,
It's just so much more mediocre nowadays. It's just like everything has to be controlled and maintained. There's no... there's no, like, allowed to be, freedom, I guess.
Because a lot of the times these people are, by that I mean, like, the devs, are constantly catering to a very small percentage of the, what's it called? The gaming populace, and that is the fucking, what is it called? Competitive players. They're always, they're always like, oh, we need to balance this for competitive play, because I think that competitive players will draw a crowd, and it's like, that's not always the case. Sometimes you'll get people who want to see the competitive side, but it shouldn't be every single time. It's one of those things where the more they try to bend the game to its will, the less it becomes interesting. It becomes just, oh, it's the battle pass number 355. I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, like they want an esports audience because it worked well for Halo and in COD, but they failed to realize that the reason that worked out for those games is because they didn't cater to the pro players. It spawned naturally,
Yes, you get competitive players and skilled players because they have to overcome the limits. They don't need to have the game cater to them, because then you're lowering the skill ceiling for someone to be a competitive player. But then you get the thing like, oh, but the game's so jank and there's exploits. It's like, okay, if there's an exploit, then adapt around it.
Yeah, you had in Halo 2, you had button combos.
Yeah. BRB, I think, or something like that.
BXR.
That's it, thank you.
And I only know that because that's an Easter egg in Halo Reach.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot, like, one of my schools had a lot of, we had what do you call it? We had a game/computer lab, right? And we had an Xbox, an original, I should say, like the
nice.
Duce controller. yeah, so we were always allowed to bring in our games whenever we had an opportunity to do so. And so, what wound up happening is that someone brought Halo 2, and we were having fun. We're like, oh, this is so cool. I've never played such a fun competitive multiplayer thing, yada, 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 right? But the
Yeah.
problem, at some point, we had a competitive player, and instead of him being an asshole, he, what wound up happening is that he would frequently, what's the word I'm looking for here? He would show us the tricks, and he would show us the BXR trick, and we were like, oh my god, we thought it was like the most amazing thing in the world, and everyone just went ham with it. They're like, oh, to the point where it kind of created this interesting little subgroup of like the student body who would utilize this almost exclusively as like a form of synchronized fighting. Like a lot of the times, because it was an original Xbox, we could have a lot of people together playing online in on one machine. So naturally, it kind of created like this little squad of a BRX players, and it was so funny just seeing all these people doing the same combination in synchronicity was just one of those like it's like poetry in motion, you know.
Yeah.
It's like again better than sex, you know. When you pull it off all together at just the right time, it's like oh, you know.
Yeah.
But and that was today. And I should also mention, I was also around a lot of the Halo killers at the time, and I have like this weird pseudo nostalgia feeling about them in like the weirdest fucking way out there.
So stuff like Haze and Killzone?
Yeah, because like I liked Killzone because I fucking loved the Hellgas. I loved like when I was little. I loved the design. I thought like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. And you know, like it was like again, it brought me on it, and I thought the Hellgas were much more interesting because of like, holy shit, they're treated like absolute shit in this story, and yet we're killing them. Doesn't feel right. You know, don't feel right.
Yeah.
So Killzone has like a really special place in my heart. I love the three games. I don't mind Shadowfall. I thought, okay, this is okay. I remember playing Haze with my buddy. Like he bought it one day and brought it over, and we decided to sit down and kind of play the game because we wanted to see what this game could do, right? And my friend was a bit of an asshole. He loved irritating me whenever possible. Like I would try to get the missions done. He would drive around and be an asshole. Now the thing about me at this time was I was a hell of a shot. I could take a shitty gun and I could hit someone from like a good distance away. So during the what was it? There's one mission in Haze where you get a vehicle, and naturally he takes it and he's leaving me in the dust. Now the place is in order to leave you have to like drive around like this little crater or whatever it is, right, to get out of there. And so I quickly realized, okay, this thing has three passes. I got three chances to hit it, right? So instead, I kind of sat there. I waited for him to do the second pass. I fired. I missed, but guess what I hit in the process?
What?
I hit one of his oh, what are they called? One of his the haze suit NPCs you work with, right? Not the story important ones, the no name ones, right? I hit them in their little honeycomb hive like thing on the back, and it was like because the game had split screen, I could see it in like real time. I fired half a second later. I see the shot hit the guy. He falls out of the vehicle, and my friend stops the car. Like, oh, holy shit! Like, it was one of those moments where it's like, I know it was a game, I know it's simulated, but it was one of those moments where it was like, that was meant for me, you know? And
Yeah.
he just like he turned the car around. He drove back. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, and I told him I was like, yeah, remember that. I at any point I can ruin this game for us, just like you could.
Oh, that sounds so fucking funny.
It's one of those moments where it's like everything just like the universe syncs up in like the most like amazing way possible, and it works. Of course, for me, Haze is like the game. I'll give the game credit for like a few things. It wanted to tell, excuse me, a very gritty what's it called? A very gritty war story. It wanted to commentate on the glorification of war, of soldiers being sent in to what's it called? To plunder land, and don't always believe the marketing, like that sort of shit. Like, it's just a shame that the game was it does it in such a ham-fisted sort of way. Like, not only is it obvious that your team is going to betray you at some point, it kind of half-heartedly commits to half of its stuff. Like, okay, I have to ask, did you ever play or see Haze or anything like that?
No, I have not.
To put it simply, you are supposedly a colonel, I think, to be this Haze army, right? And you have a sergeant who's below you, and two privates or corporals or something like that, right? And yet your sergeant treats you like absolute, he's very disrespectful. He treats you like shit. I guess the best way to put it is dude bro, and he's just doing this over and over again, and it's supposed to reinforce in your brain that you should go, this isn't right. You are treating this like a game, and it's fucking not. And eventually, like I said, it's obvious that the rebels are the good guys, the Haze guys are the bad ones, yada yada yada. What's insane about it is the thing I like about the game is that Haze has this mode where when you're in the suit, the game censors itself and hides dead bodies and things like they disappear. But when you're no longer in the suit, when you're a rebel, bodies remain, which kind of again shows the idea of your atrocities are being excused because you're not seeing the atrocities you're making, that sort of thing. And to add on to that, when you see your squad again, they're caked in blood, they're insane, they're screaming, they're completely feral fucking animals. And I remember this quite clearly. There's one scene where you meet up with another character who was with you at the beginning, and it's really fucked up because you go into this abandoned ship.
Brother.
What?
I was wondering if you wanted to do anything tonight, because I told you that I was going to stay up late.
I'm just playing COD right now.
Alright, which COD?
Modern Warfare 2. The new one. The Mexican one, as I call it.
Why do you call it
I'll join you on that one, because I don't have it.
Yeah, because it's all in Mexico. Most of it.
Pinche madre de puta. Alright.
You see the Dami Mommy in this game, though?
No. I don't play COD. I haven't
let me
played
know
it
if you
since
want to do
little.
anything, brother. Let me know if you want to do some Minecraft. I'm totally down.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna be in the stream chat.
So yeah, like I said, absolutely horrible scene where you get into an abandoned ship, and the shipping containers are just full of your soldier corpses, just all over the place, and it's oh my god, they're killing our men and dumping them here because they want the nectar that makes it super addictive and makes you crazy. It's you hear all this, and I'm just sitting there okay. I could have seen this coming, but alright, a bit on the nose, whatever. Like I said, Haze had the potential, but it's I'm wondering what the fuck is going on, Actually, you know what's ironic about that game? Legitimately ironic.
Yeah.
The marketing called it a Halo killer. The dev team had no intention of making a Halo killer. They said, we wanted to make a game that we thought would be fun. The marketing and I think Sony, they came up with the Halo Killer moniker and just kind of stuck it onto it. And then when the game didn't become the Halo Killer, people were like, lol, it sucked, you know. That kind of killed the game for them.
10 seconds remaining.
I just find it like it's like they all wanted to kill Halo. They didn't want to like be a Halo-like or a Halo-inspired game. They just wanted to kill it.
They wanted to do that because excuse me. They wanted to kill the game because what's the word I'm looking for here? They wanted to kill it because I'm trying to think of the right word here. It was kind of like a title, you know, like to prove that we beat Halo and this is the game that defeated Halo and turned the tide of the Microsoft domination and like blah 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 blah. That's it. That's the entire reason why the Halo Killer moniker even exists.
It seems
Because
like
people
most of the time it feels like they just look at Halo, assume it's just Call of Duty in space, and try to copy the superficial aspects without realizing what actually made it good.
Exactly, resulting in a very shallow attempt to do something that's already been done. Again, it's the sheer epitome of you tried to copy the homework and then you tried to change it to make it look like your own, and it's just kind of like you're not doing. Oh, actually, it's like someone stealing somebody else's art and then changing something minor and assuming, people will like it. It's like, anything.
Yeah, it just seems like they're like, it's like they have to thank Halo for frickin' revolutionizing the frickin' first-person shooter genre. Because if it weren't for Halo, you wouldn't have COD.
Right. Excuse me, and vice versa. It's just the what's it called? It's just the nature of the beast. And no matter how much these I'm trying to think of the right word here. No matter how much these I don't want to say devs. No matter how much these oh god, what's it called? Oh god. No matter how much these publishers want to make a Halo Killer or the thing that will like, no matter how much they want to try something, it's never going to succeed because the industry is about competition and being successful at it. None of this can be done if you keep trying to dominate the market. That's what they don't understand. That's why they keep thinking, if we destroy the competition, we succeed. It's like, no, competition makes you stronger.
Well, you just have to do what's like new. You have to do something that's new, not like copying. That's the problem I have with 343 in particular. It's just like they're too busy copying the trends instead of doing what like people would like kill for like modern Halo experience that just stayed true to what Halo 3 did right.
It's what happened with Doom 2016. Instead of being actually, I have an honest question. Have you ever looked into the prototype of Doom? Right, so you know exactly how that looks. That game was on its way to being like the world's biggest stinker because it was just trying to be Call of Duty but with a PC. Instead, they reshifted the pitch. They said, you know what? How about we don't? Let's try altering this. They course corrected, and hey, look at that! You have a fucking success that revitalized interest in the Doom series once again.
Yeah.
You know, but again, that's the common problem. People do not understand that this is what you need to do. They're like, oh, no, if we just copy this, or we just do that, and blah, 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 blah. And again, I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck is going on anymore?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where I just sit there and just wonder, it's like, is the world just taking crazy pills, or am I taking crazy pills?
The frickin' corpos, man. Oh, what the What the hell's happening to the internet?
Drop zone marked.
Oh.
Secure it.
Too much bandwidth, I'm guessing.
I don't know. It says it's.
Mm-hmm.
It just randomly screwed up for a sec.
Oh, it's a blitz, okay. But like I said, it's just one of those problems where you just have to, again, like to use the resistance terminology, adapt or die. That's just how it goes.
Drop zone contested.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Adapt or die. You know, do the thing that you can do. Don't try to be the same. But it's just one of those things where you just keep going. You just keep seeing the people making the same goddamn mistakes over and over again. And it's just a near constant, like, what's the word?
Drop zone. Stand by.
A near constant problem.
Secure it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird's eye.
Let me see.
Drop zone.
But again, it's just one of those problems where you just keep sitting there and just wondering. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Can you stop for like 5 fucking seconds while I try to do my thing? You fucker. Again, it just never goes that way. It's always every other way. It just,
Secure the area.
yeah, it's irritating. You know, it's just, it really is.
The enemy has been.
There's only so much irritation you can handle before you just say, you know what? I think I'm done with this. I think I'm really done with it.
The area.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, like that. You reach a boiling point. It was like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I'm leaving this game because of freaking. Like, I don't get that, man. They're freaking. They're screwing shit up. Well, I'm just trying to do my own thing.
It's like everyone's, you know, the world's ending, and I'm just sitting here masturbating in the corner.
Yeah, it's like I'm like I just don't get how they do it sometimes. Like I'm just trying to do my thing, and then like it's a game mode where you have to go to its zone and care packages drop, and you have to get the care packages. So far, all I get is shitty tier things, and all the enemies get is the freaking highest tier shit. And it's just like I'm so freaking jealous. What the frick is your secret? Is there freaking skill-based care packages now? Because at this point, I wouldn't be surprised because there's actual algorithms to freaking. You know.
Yeah, like here. I'll use this as an example of your situation. Hold on. Let me copy this over. Oh no, it didn't go through. Okay, hold on. Bear with me a second. Let me try this. Well, so it is supposedly ending, and I'm just sitting here masturbating.
Oh shit, where the frick did Hunter go? I mean, well, the other one, sorry.
You mean Spark? I have no idea. I think didn't he say that he would stay? Oh no, he I guess he just went to do his own thing.
Yeah, I wanted him to talk with us, but well.
I blame myself. It's like I blame myself for this one.
No, I blame his friend who joined and he's just talking over us. Okay.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm sorry, I just thought of something horrible. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what it was. An electro quote. Sorry. It just came to my mind. I need to kind of repeat this. With a wave of my hand and the flick of my dick, one zap from me will kill you right quick. But so get on your knees and suck and blow, but not right now. I got the gun.
Ah, nice.
It's like there's a moment where I want to use that in an unironic sense and just see the person's reaction. Like, what the fuck is that?
Drop zone. Strasser 1.
Covering your
Secure the
six.
marked
Just casually drop this tongue twister and flee.
Taking fire.
You know what? Actually, I might make that into like a mini, like smut comic on my end with Surge. Just have her repeating that as like a quote.
Yeah.
It works too. It's like, yeah, with a flick, with a wave of my hand and the flick of my dick.
Hostile UAV in the
Oh,
sector.
God, people these days. Let me see. Yeah, other than that, I can't really comment too much on just like I said, aside from the states of games. There are some decent ones that come out every so often. I can't honestly say, you know, it's all bad. Sometimes you get like a decent one. And who's
Hostile
here?
SAE near your position.
Oh, there he is.
Drop zone contested. Secure the area.
Are you hitting something?
No, I'm not.
My ears. Okay. Actually, I did want to ask another question real quick. Have you ever played or seen Ninja Gaiden at all?
No.
It's peculiar. It was a game, or sorry, it's been ongoing, but all I remember very clearly about like the first Gaiden game was, or I think Zero, I think they call it, or Black, or whatever the fuck it was called. It was that it was stupid hard, and this was before Dark Souls. So people were like, "Oh my God, this game is so difficult, and you know it's impossible to be like blah 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 blah." Like that was the difficult game before the difficult game even came out. The only thing I know about that game is that it had boob physics, like full on shit physics.
Located drop zone. Get it secure.
It was well it also helps that what's it called let me think the oh they made the devs behind it actually made Dead or Alive, by the way.
They made Dead or Alive?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Crazy.
Deploy the juggernaut.
Oh look,
Internet
they
moment.
have. It's like they always conveniently get the best shit ever. It's always. There we
It's
go.
like fuck you, fuck everything you stand for.
Quick fix activated.
But no, the game had tit physics.
Wow, you're
It was
lucky
great.
the
It
internet
was blood.
broke, so now I can't get it. Oh look!
Drop zone contested.
Sheesh.
You
I'm
good
pissed off.
there?
No, I'm not, cause this game is bullshit. It gives freaking lag. Like the ping.
Okay.
The ping is so bad. It's
Head back. Step back.
okay. Kinda calm down. Okay, fine. I'm
Just
sleeping.
breathe. Yes, there you go. There's no shame in quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now
There's no shame in
it's
quitting
just
on online.
dropping frames 2000s. Like what? Why is this happening? Like I just hate how bad the
Sounds
ping
like,
is. That's not my
I
fault.
think it. That sounds like a lag switch.
What do you mean a lag switch?
A lag switch is how do I put it? It's a program people can upload, especially if they're playing a game on Steam, where it will throttle a person's internet connection to make it shit.
That is true, but that does
Yeah,
bring a
there's
lot of paranoia games, and also too, because like you could Johns about that to like all your buds and be like, "Oh my god, fucking lag is terrible," and it could have been like, "Oh, bro, it was an actual person that was doing it," or it could have been like just your lag. But like those situations are bad and fuck. So the people out there that fucking do that, how dare you? How dare you put so much paranoia in us?
The reason why lag switches are a thing is because a lot of times these people have egos to uphold. You see it mostly with like fighting games, or very competitively sum it up any more than just that. People.
There's no more nuance to it other than just wanting attention. People wanting better egos.
Honestly,
Or just
the
wanting
freaking
being
connect,
better.
my connection just started like it's just all like now it's all bad on the freaking on everything right now for some reason, just out of nowhere.
Alright then. And that might be just your internet.
Yeah, your
Because like
voice
fucking
is like
internet in
cutting in and
Canada
out.
fucking sucks, bro. Yeah. Okay, the internet in Canada sucks. That's what I said.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not my fault that I
Again,
sucked
no-
at that then.
Yeah, there. You see, you just need to sit down and go, yeah, that was not my fault. That was the game's fault. I am totally not to blame.
100%. Ooh, hold up. I was thinking
Well-
about doing a game. I might actually get out of bed and then jump on one of the games I need to finish. Would you guys want me to play 30 minutes of Five Nights at Freddy's?
I have no comment.
That's free nights. That's all free nights. I mean, if you want,
30 minutes.
yeah, that's free nights. That's free nights at Freddy's, not 5. 5 nights would be 1 hour.
Actually, hold on a minute. Actually, hold on a minute. What I'm trying to say is that there's a fan game that has a challenge that I have yet to complete.
Is it called
And I need to
Five Nights at
survive in
Fredbear's?
one night for 30 minutes. No, it is Five Nights Maniac Mania.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to the Dollar. I'm going to the Dollar General. It's like I need to go buy my 99-cent thing because I'm an old fart.
You are an old bro. I fucking love that song.
Inbound to assist.
Mm.